So big comedy tour. You excited to be back on the road, being the road comic?
Yes, back to work.
Yeah.
It's actually a little easier because I'm a father. I have 2 kids.
Right.
So being on the road is easier.
Why is it?
Because they get me up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I see.
So I have to hate them for about 3 hours before the day gets started. You can hate and love somebody at the same time. Just take it easy. But anyway, but on the road I can sleep. Like the other day I slept for 12 hours.
Really?
You ever do that, 12 hours of sleep?
I'm not a big sleeper, no.
No?
No.
Well, when you sleep for 12 hours, you have weird dreams.
All right.
Because for 8 hours, your dreams are your brain working. Your brain is taking your fears and your subconscious and your memories and putting them in order for 8 hours. After 8 hours, if you're still asleep, your brain looks at you like, all right, you really want to see something? You really want to see? You sticking around for the late show? You want to see some right now? I'll show you. I'll show you some scary if you're still here. And so it gives you and for me, I'm 42, so it's not monsters. You know, it's just weird, repetitive, freaky thing. Like the other night, my dream was Gene Hackman making me put a rock in a bag over and over again.
Gene Hackman?
Yeah, just put a rock in a bag. Put another rock in the bag. Put another rock in the bag. And I start crying. I wake up. I peed myself. It's just
Now you know why I don't sleep 12 hours.
Yeah. That's right.
Now you're doing this 35-city tour.
Yeah.
Do you get nervous flying? Because it's a lot of connecting flights.
It is. It's a lot of flying, and you feel like your odds are going up with the whole dying.
Is that right? Yeah.
But I was on one flight where I thought I was going to die. Where I thought, why wouldn't this be when I die?
Right.
I was in Indianapolis, and we were flying home. I was flying to home New York, and they were sitting there at the gate, not moving. And the pilot comes on, and he says, "We're waiting because the thing is broken. The fuel gauge is broken."
Fuel gauge?
Yeah. So we have to wait for the maintenance.
Okay.
So they wait 20 minutes, then he comes on and goes, all right, the fuel gauge is still broken, but we're going to go anyway. Because we know how much fuel we have, and, you know, come on. All right. So then we don't go yet. And then he comes back on. We're waiting now because the airport in New York, LaGuardia, won't give us clearance because the weather's bad there, so we have to wait. 20 minutes go by, he comes on. All right, LaGuardia still won't clear us because the weather's bad, but we're going to go anyway. Because we feel confident the weather will be better when we get there.
Once you get there.
So, and I swear to God, he said, we're gonna tell them we're going to Philadelphia, so that we get clearance to take off, and then on the way there we'll change. like you're lying to the dude in the tower. Like, yeah, we're going to Philly.
What is that?
What are you supposed to be dishonest to the guy who keeps everybody from dying? So. But we're all business travelers. Everybody's like, yes, go, please. Let's take marginal equipment into bad weather secretly. It's a great idea. So we take off, and then we're flying over New York, and it's like the Wizard of Oz. It's just black clouds. There's witches flying around the plane and stuff. And I mean, it was horrible. Everybody's puking. Everybody was vomiting. There was so much vomiting, and the plane's just boom, 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 boom. And everybody's scared. And I'm listening, me and the guy next to me who's from Texas, and we're listening. You know how you can listen to the tower?
Right.
Talk to the planes. So we hear our guy, this is 288. We'd like clearance to land. And then the guy goes, that's a negative, low visibility, unsafe to land. Then he comes back, yeah, this is 288. We'd really like clearance to land. And then the tower guy goes, there's no visibility, totally unsafe. Please divert to another airport. And our guy comes on and goes, we don't have enough fuel. We have to land now. We don't have enough fuel. Me and the guy next to me are like, he thinks he doesn't have enough fuel. There's no fuel gauge. He thinks he doesn't have enough fuel, which means we might stop being an airplane like any second. So the guy in LaGuardia comes on, well, clear to land then. Like that, like, if you put it that way, I guess it's suddenly safe to land here. It's better than some guy's house. So take a shot, you idiot. So we start plummeting through just one of these. You hear the plane going, horrible. And we hit the deck like bam, 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 bam. And the pilot comes on and he goes, you may turn on your phone and call your loved ones. He said that, and he wasn't kidding. And everybody on the plane was crying and calling their husbands and their wives. I'm divorced. What am I going to, hi, you remember you hate me? Well, I almost died.
Wow.
But when I got in the cab driver was like, "That was a very bad landing." And I said, "How do you know what plane I was? That's the only plane to land in 3 hours." So me and the other drivers, we said they're all going to die today.
Apparently you had the Al-Qaeda cab drivers?
Well, I don't know. He sounded kind of like that. I know nothing about him.
Look, we'll take a break. More with Louie right after this. Welcome back. Time with Louis C.K. You mentioned your daughter. Have you got pets at home?
I had a dog.
You had a daughter?
I don't know what happened. Just no. I had a dog. She was, I loved my dog.
Yeah.
I was one of those people, I used to make out with my dog.
Really?
You know, just like hold her down and, you know,
yeah.
I used to peel her lips back and lick her teeth. That's the kind of dog. That little doggy. I think that's
I'm beginning
why
to understand the divorce now.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But that's why people love dogs, because no human being will let you, like, choke them and, you know, I love you. And the dog's like, okay, I guess this is part of it for the food or whatever. And they just put up with it. Yeah. But my dog, I remember I took her to the vet once, and it was when I first got her, and the vet was giving me, you know, overall instructions, and he said, don't let her eat dark chocolate. I don't know if you know this, but if
that's right, dogs are not to be, yeah, okay.
Yeah, they die if they eat dark chocolate.
Okay.
It's poison.
Right.
So, funny to somebody. But anyway, all the dark chocolate for me. But so I asked the doctor, what do you do? And he said, if she does eat dark chocolate, you have very little time. If you get some hydrogen peroxide into her, it foams up in her belly and she throws it up. It's the only thing that works, but you got to do it really fast. Okay, so like 2 months later, I come home. I had friends over, staying over. Dark chocolate. They left dark chocolate out. And I come home and the dog's just got a chocolate face, and there's wrappers. And I go, ah! And she looks at me like, they left it out. I'm a dog.
Right.
What am I going to do? You know how that works. And I go, you're going to die. And she's like, why are you still mad? I said, I'm sorry. So I'm thinking, I got to get hydrogen peroxide into my dog. I don't have any. So I got to run to the pharmacy. There's no time to go there and back. So I put her on a leash, and I'm running to the pharmacy. And she's like, hey, she's having a ball.
Right.
We get to the pharmacy, and I get a bottle of hydrogen peroxide, and I'm on the street with my dog, and I need to make her drink a bottle of hydrogen peroxide. It hadn't occurred to me, how do you don't just go, here you're getting the dog's like, totally. Yeah. You gotta get the dog.
Right.
So I take her face and I pour, she's like, and she looks at me like, I'm not into it. Right. And so I grab her and she's like, she looks at me like, what happened to you? What is this? And I'm holding her like this, she's thrashing like an alligator, and I'm pouring it in her face. And she gets loose and she looks at me like, our thing's over. We are not friends anymore. I'm a dog. And she starts going, and she's biting me. So I'm literally punching her in the face and squirting this stuff. And I look, and there's hundreds of people just staring, horrified. And somehow I got enough in her, and she went, and it all came out. And she lived. She got hit by a truck 2 years later. But anyway, she
I'm sorry to hear about this.
Sorry, it's true. But
now
yeah, she's dead.
Now your special that you're doing, you're in theaters now. It's not a one-man show, is it?
No.
It's not. Don't you hate it when comics put a lamp on stage and their act becomes a one-man show?
And start crying and talking about their dad.
So you're in theaters. Well, why theaters? What's?
Well, what I did was I made a movie of my stand-up.
Right. Okay.
And it's called Hilarious. I'm also on tour doing a tour in big theaters, but I made a movie because I grew up watching like Bill Cosby and Richard Pryor used to make stand-up movies before there was HBO.
I went to some of those when they filmed them at the theaters.
Yeah, so you go and you watch it in a movie theater, and it's also cheaper than seeing it in a big theater.
Right.
And you watch it with an audience. It's kind of a cool way to get stand-up, so I wanted to try that again. So I made that, and it's going to be just for one night in theaters around the country on September 8th.
Oh, very cool.
Just, 8 cities.
Now, you brought it to Sundance. Did you?
Yes.
The whole Sundance thing? Did you have the Sundance experience?
Yeah, they're very kind of cool and hip there, and they wear a lot of suede, and they have beard,
$5 chocolate chip cookies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Braids in their beards and stuff. And I didn't think they would like it. I was kind of hoping they would boo. I was kind of excited to have.
You were hoping they would boo?
Yeah, I just wanted hipsters to boo me.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They laughed. And so.